So, my first YouTube video ever is going up. Nervous, because it's weird to just like talk to yourself at a camera versus where when you're going live, you're talking to people who respond and you see them pop up. But they only stay up. Your lives only stay up for 24 hours, just like your stories. And unlike your stories, you can't highlight them. Not that I know of. I could just be really bad with tech. Who knows? But also, let's say I did a live with someone else, like I was on someone else's live, it wouldn't show up on my thing. So sometimes my audience miss things that I feel like still important. Which is why I decided to just start doing Vblog type lives, because then you guys get a better understanding, I think, of me as a person. Why you see me smoke so much all the time. Just, kind of get more of a picture into my life. My life as a medical cannabis patient. Someone who is disabled and unable to work. I think that's a point of view that a lot of people don't get to see. So I figured I should start with about me. So I'm 25. I've had my medical card, I want to say now a year. Like the actual card. Back then it took a little bit longer. You had to get fingers scanned and blah 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 whole process. So okay, probably more like a year and a half I've had my actual card. And the only reason I even ended up with my card because I was just kind of using it on and off rec. Of course, I was just using it on and off rec. And my doctor, I had been in the hospitals, in and out of the hospital so much because I have nerve disorder. My doctor was like, cannabis is one of the only things that we really haven't tried to give you yet. That obviously, since I was only whatever age at the time, whatever at the age at the time, there are so many meds that they don't want to put you on at that age because I'm so young, and I still am young. And my doctors were more willing to try cannabis, so I got my card, and it was incredible. It was incredible because I was on before this, I was on meds that were literally making me go blind. Meds that were seriously making the way I think so confusing. I couldn't think in the correct way at all. I lost my ability to use a pencil and write, and even when I was texting, it made absolutely no logical sense. My brain did not have the ability to spell words anymore or could make words into sentences. And even when I talked, it was not the same at all. So, even after they had taken me off the meds that they thought were causing those problems didn't go away right away. And I just kept getting sicker because I wasn't on medication that I needed. I wasn't on enough meds. So my doctors are like, okay, we're going to try this. And ever since cannabis, it really has changed my life, because now I'm on literally less than half the meds I was before. A few of the meds I'm on now are stronger than the meds I had before, but I'm on less than half the meds and I only have to take them once a day. So I'd rather be on a stronger medicine in the same class and a weaker medicine in the same class and have to take it more often times a day. And I think that's been helpful slightly, but at the same time, my meds have really cut back. And the ability to smoke, I always, everyone always can smoke. But the thing is, you don't know until you are at a dispensary, you don't know what you're really getting for sure, how the different strains and the different terps and the different ways of smoking or inhaling or getting THC into your body is different. And so once I was able to actually go, it was fantastic because I was able to talk to the bud tenders for a while and figure out, where I should start, what they think is best based on what I had. And basically, that's where I took it. I started there. It's weird, my taste has changed over the time, for sure. I think that's probably normal as you get more comfortable with it. Like, I don't need to sit and talk to the bud tenders anymore. And I basically can name all, if I have tried a strain, I can probably name it for you. I mean, if you say the name of a strain, I'll probably know. And I'm really bad with names, really bad. So, it's also great, like, the different things that your body feels when you smoke concentrate versus flower or versus edibles versus anything is all different. And you really, really don't get to feel that or know that unless you try two of the same strains, but one flower and one concentrate. And then your body is like, oh, the way that the THC is taken out of flower to make concentrates brings out different chemicals. And, that was all something that I had no idea about. And so, once I was able to do that, I was able to find the right things, or to start to find the right things, get on the right direction. And obviously I can read and write and talk now. And hold a pencil. Not that everyone would have seen me hold a pencil, except I do draw now, so I mean, maybe. But I figured that my life just has a lot of cannabis in it because I use it very, very medically, and I'm very open with my doctors about it. It's on my medicine list. When I go to the hospital, it pops up. Oh, you take medical. It's funny. I think they call it medical cannabis at the hospital, which is why I keep calling it that. They don't call it medical marijuana. I don't know what they call it, but they call it something funny, and I always laugh, and then I mock it, and now I can't remember. But the lives are great, but there's so many things. Like, I talked through how an Illinois dispensary works the other day, but the live was only up for 24 hours. Then that information is gone. So I figured I would just start because there's so much that I know and so much that I can help with and that I want to be able to help you guys with, because I do think that this is a miracle drug, and I've been on so many different kinds of drugs. Like, I get weekly chemo. I had surgery yesterday. All kinds of things. And the only reason you're not seeing me smoke right now is because I had surgery yesterday and was intubated. And my lungs are just having some struggles, which is fine, They're allowed to struggle a little bit. I have very good lungs. I'm very happy for them. So if they want a little bit of a break, it's okay. But I hope that, you guys, leave comments, maybe, about what you also want to see, so that I don't just rush over certain things. Because I'm like, ooh, I know it. I sometimes tend to rush over things just because I know I know it, instead of thinking about what everyone else knows. So I'll go over something sometimes too fast for it to make sense. It's just what happens when you've been a stoner for a while, I guess. I don't even know. The thing is, I love the education part. I love to learn more. Love it. I love to look at flower and be able to describe it perfectly. I like to look at a concentrate, smell it, and be able to describe it. And I think that that's important. I also like to remember what the effects of that were. I like to remember all that, so that if someone comes to me, medically or not, I know. But let's say people have questions, and it's about to be legal here in less than a month. So if people can come to me and ask questions like, oh, I'm anxious and I'm having a hard time staying focused, I will be able to point them to a strand that at least helped me.